happened today and
Mood in the locker room down 10 points.
Frustrated because we know we're not really playing our absolute best right now. We've got a real good chance. There's a lot of football left in this football game.
Jack, they were giving you a whole lot of problems on the backside coming free. What adjustments did you make, and do you have to make?
Well, we made some adjustments. They did a good job disguising coverages early, and then they came after us at some good time. They've done a great job, but we're ready to play.
All right.
Good.
Team's out on the field. Thanks very much, Coach. Let's go back upstairs and kick it off, Keith.
All right, Timmy. Cowboy Jack rides horses, loves country music, and he is tickled to death to be here playing this football game tonight. It's 24-14, Alabama on top by 10. The Tide gets the ball, having won the toss before the game, and taking this option. Kerry Gould is the deep man. His two previous kickoff returns have been 44 and 35 yards, giving Alabama good field position each time. Snow's kickoff is quite high. They should have pretty good coverage on this. He takes it at the 1. Gould gets a hold. He's got one man to beat. It's going to be 99 yards and a touchdown. A thunderous opening for the second half for Alabama. 99-yard kickoff return by Kerry Gould. You had an expression of optimism by Jack McNell, and then lightning struck.
Puts a damp on everything that Boston College talked about at halftime.
Van Tiffen for the extra point try is good. 13 seconds into the second half. It's 31-14 Alabama.
Everybody needs a back like Kerry Gould. 35, just a sophomore. Outstanding speed. He has a crease. Caruth, number 16. You can see the other tailback screens off momentarily, the kicker. And Gould nearly steps out of bounds, but he has outstanding speed. It's not even a close race as he goes all the way for the touchdown.
That is not an Alabama record. Willis Shelby opened the second half against Kentucky in 1973 with a 100-yard kickoff return.
Excellent blocking. There's a hole there. And what Gould does, all good players that return kickoffs know and understand. You see that crease, you hit it as quickly with as much speed as you can and turn on the blazer.
Boy, that's got a shock.
That's
DC.
Just the sophomore.
Frankie's going to be a great football player.
He is. And the coaches are so proud of the way he works and his dedication to being a better football player.
Very short kickoff being returned by Carl Crushpain. And he brings the football out across the 25 up to the 27. John Hand, defensive tackle, 265 pounds. Kurt Jarvis, the nose guard, 265. Brent Sowell, 255, the other tackle. The linebackers, Cornelius Bennett, 6'4", 215. Emmanuel King, 6'4", 230. Scott McCrae inside 6'1", 210. Wayne Davis inside 6'4", 210. Boston College comes up first down at their own 27, and they now trail by 16 points. 17 points, 31-14. Well, that's always one. Here's a handoff to Stratford. Troy Stratford picks up a couple of yards out to the 29. The secondary for Alabama, and the area that the coach, Ray Perkins, feels is improved. Freddie Robinson is one corner. Vernon Wilkinson is the other corner. They're both 6'1". Paul Tripoli, a 6-footer at safety, and Britton Cooper, the free safety, at 6'1", 175 pounds.
One of the surprises of the game so far is Gieselman, the tight end. I don't believe he's caught but one pass during the entire half, and he's been their favorite target. Zero passes. No. Hadn't caught any.
They threw it to him, but he was well covered. This is a pass that bounces off the hands, or perhaps bounced in front of Troy Stratford.
Once again, Flutie's having to throw backing up.
Same offensive unit starting the second half for Boston College that started the game.
Flutie has not been able, Keith, to plant his foot on very many occasions and step forward and put some velocity on the ball. Alabama defense has been too effective with a relentless, consistent pressure.
It is 3rd down and 8 for the Eagles. They try to fake a counter inside. That ball is thrown off the hands of Scott Gieselman, and we've got a penalty flag. Flutie throwing on the run. They faked that counter back inside, and if in fact Flutie had given him the football, he might still be running. Instead, he kept it and threw it, and the pass went awry. Bardwell,
number 63, somehow lost his direction and got downfield, and it would be a 5-yard penalty and loss of down. So they can go ahead and take the penalty because it's a loss of down anyway. If they refuse it, they just aren't familiar with the loss of down provision of that rule. They are going to take it.
It'll bring up 4th down and 13.
Ineligible downfield. Offense. Loss of down. 4th down.
And Steve Peach comes into the ball game for his 5th punt. Greg Richardson deep. If they handle it well, then Alabama should have pretty good field position for its first possession of the second half. Peach having a pretty good night kicking the ball. He's only had one short one of 30 yards. That's a good punt. Hangs up pretty well. Coverage looks like it's going to be pretty good for Richardson. He splits it. And it is thrown out of bounds. Jim Brown, the Boston College fullback, shirt-tailed him and hurled him out of bounds. And Alabama will take possession on the Boston College 43.
In the rarefied world of $40,000
pounds, Scott Harrington 260, Mike Ruth the nose guard 255, John Boza 250 at tackle, and Chuck Gorecki is at 235 defensive end. Linebacker is Ted Gaffney, 6'2", 220. Andy Hammer, 6'1", 230. And the Boston College defense has been on the field a lot this season. 2nd down and 4. And Sutton on a roll. Penalty flag is down. Whips the ball. The pass is complete to Joe Smith. And Smith fumbles the football, and Boston College covers it. And Boston College will have it 1st down at their own 4. There's a penalty flag way back upfield, however. Let's see about that. Todd Russell covered the loose football for BC. It's a holding call against Alabama, and I am sure Boston College will take possession.
Well, Sutton looked good. The young freshman quarterback rolling out. He drilled the ball right into the receiver for the completion over on the boundary. Showed a lot of poise on his first college snap.
Well, he popped it, didn't he?
He popped it in there and read the defense perfectly.
Holding. Offense. Decline. 1st down.
Now look at the play now. Watch the snap on this pass. Choom. That's the first time Smith's seen the ball all night. David Ferreira was the man that made the hit and knocked the ball loose. Doug Flutie now out of his end zone, goes over the middle with it. The pass is complete to the tight end, Brandon Murphy, and Murphy takes a wallop, and I don't know if he's going to get up. Whoa, did he take a lick? I don't know who it was that hit Brendan Murphy, but he just nailed him. But he held on to the football, and Boston College is out of the pickle right now with a 1st down out on the 30.
When you have a collision at 180 degrees, as we'll see Flutie fake and get it deep in the end zone, throws it over the linebacker's head. The receiver and the defensive back are running, Wilkinson, are running 180 degrees apart, and that's when the force really hurts.
Looked like some of the Alabama medical people came across. Vernon Wilkinson is also down from the hit. It was Vernon Wilkinson, the cornerback, who had hurt his knee. It looks like the helmets bang right together. So Alabama and Boston College medical corps both busy right now. The field, I would not say that the steps were decisive, but they made it off on their own power. Nose problem for Brandon Murphy at a nosebleed. And the ice pack is on his face. The ice pack is on the shoulder of Vernon Wilkinson. But both of them walked off the field. And it's first down, Boston College at the 30. A handoff to Troy Stratford. And Stratford is caught from behind by number 57, Randy Rockwell. And he picks up on the play close to 5 yards.
Doug Flutie needs for the running game to at least pick up some yardage to slow the blitz down. A running game will slow the blitz down. No running, you see every type of stunt possible from the opposing defenses.
Call it second down and 6 now. Ball just about the 35. Flutie, play action, runs out of the pack. Turns it upfield, gets a big gain out of it, picks up a first down up around his 47-yard line. So Boston College again comes up with a play on second down.
Flutie's going to set up the end coming from the outside, puts a little pressure on him. He gets run out of the play, though, by the fullback, Brown. And Flutie cuts up inside and dives and slides for the first down.
Emmanuel King and Cornelius Bennett out of the ball game right now. The outside linebackers for Alabama are Craig Epps, 91, and Randy Rockwell, 57. Ball snapped at the 47. Flutie rolls it left. He's got Gieselman down the middle, goes instead to the outside, Kelvin Martin. Martin turns it back inside and reaches the Alabama 33 for another Boston College first down.
Picking up on what Keith said, Gieselman was open. There was one cornerback out trying to cover 2 receivers. Here we have Martin going on the out pattern. The linebacker Tripoli was, the free safety Tripoli was right there but couldn't make the play.
Flutie now 10 out of 24 for 152 yards. Snap is on the 33. Stratford carries and can't get to the outside. Kurt Jarvis, the nose guard, locks his legs. Here's Tim Brent.
After that tremendous collision out on the field, they're still working on Brendan Murphy. They have just finished. The impact brought the helmet down onto the bridge of his nose and split it wide open. So they have taken some steri strips to close the gash on his nose. They say they will suture it after the ball game. But right now, he wants to get back in, so they just put some Band-Aids on it.
The tough Irishman.
Yeah.
Boston College is averaging 2.7 yards per rush in this ball game so far. Alabama, on the other hand, about 5.5. Flutie throws it outside. Diving try by Kelvin Martin. It is ruled incomplete. He trapped it.
Martin is going down. He has enough speed to make the defensive back have a good cushion. Now he breaks it off, and he should come back to the ball. Flutie has got a little bit of pressure, has to throw the ball without having a chance to set his feet. The ball goes through his arms and onto the turf. Incomplete. Third down. A big play for Boston College.
It's third down and 11. They have 3 out of 9 on third down conversion tries tonight. Inside, it's Phelan. The split end, working as a flanker off that play, runs a counter, and they've got him short of the first down. He turned it back up inside, though, and had a big hole at the line of scrimmage.
The rush is going on between Jarvis and 78 Hand. You can see they take themselves right out of the play. The pulling guard does not have to trap. He can turn upfield. McDonald, number 79, leads the play, and a nice gain. Fourth down.
And 4. Now you've got Bennett and King back in that ball game. Flutie trying to get his first down, gets his pass off. The pass is complete. He threw the ball as he was falling down to Troy Stratford and gets the first down at the 15.
He was across the yard line, too, Keith. They're going to call the play back.
I would think, yeah.
They waited and waited and waited, and so it's a loss of down and the penalty, so Alabama will take over. The officials debated and debated as to whether he had crossed the line of scrimmage. Any part of his body beyond where the neutral zone was is illegal. Alabama's ball.
It'll come out around the 30. All right, now the line of scrimmage is the 27. He threw it at about the 26, I think.
2 outside rushes. King, number 92, comes inside, puts the pressure on him.
Yeah, he's across the line of scrimmage when he turns loose.
Any part of his body across the neutral zone, illegal pass attempt.
And so Alabama will take over, thwarting that Boston College offensive possession. It looked like Doug was shaken up some as he was caught by Emmanuel King, but he grins and walks it off, and Vince Sutton is in at quarterback with Ricky Moore and Caruth lined up behind him, and this is Moore. Moore is missed by one man. Number 81, Andy Himmer, turned him inside, couldn't get a lick on him, and he turned him back into Mike Ruth, and that took care of that.
One thing that Boston College had hoped to do was force Alabama offense into a passing game, being able to stop the run. But Carrigood, an offensive line, Ricky Moore are just too talented tonight for Boston College to succeed with their plan. There's the stats on Doug. I believe he's all right, though.
Second down at about 7. Sutton gives it to Caruth and falls up to the 36. So they'll be looking at 3rd down and 4, and here's Tim.
Keith, I just talked to Doug Flutie. He said he came down on his left shoulder and jammed it a little bit. He said it's tight, it is sore. He's trying to keep it loose. He thinks he's going to be okay. He's certainly going to go back into the ball game.
Thank you.
Just so it's not his right shoulder.
Nope. Nope. 3rd down and about 4. It's a short 4. Ruth almost jumped in the middle again. Sutton stands up. It's picked off. Intercepted by Tony Thurman. And he's out of bounds down at the 10-yard line. Tony Thurman steps in front of the Sutton pass. So the young man from LaGrange tried to force one, and it blew up in his face.
Thurman is the safety man. He times it beautifully. This is his 16th career interception. He comes up all the way from the free safety and intercepts that pass. Beautiful timing. The pass was intended for Caruth. Sutton finally knocks him out of bounds.
That's his 3rd interception this season. Boston College has the football. First down at the Alabama 10, and the ball is just perhaps short of the 10. Very close to the line. Tough country when you got to go 10 yards and 4 downs down here. Flutie hands it inside to Strahan, and Steve Strahan does a pretty good job on the first down play as he fights his way down to about the 5 and inside, perhaps.
Alabama was concentrating on Flutie to the outside and left a little bit of running room up the middle. There's Thurman. Keith said his 3rd interception of the season, 2 last week, 15th career interception.
Ball is just inside the 5, so it was a big gain by Steve Strahan, who comes off the field now. And Jim Brown replaces him at the fullback position. Boston College with 3 tight ends in the backfield, in the lineup. Flutie rolls it left, cuts it back in the middle, dives, touchdown, Boston College.
Flutie repeated the same play that he made the big play on their 2nd touchdown, an option to the weak side. You can see that he's going to just pin right there. The guard's going to pull and trap out the defensive end, which allows Flutie to step inside and make the touchdown. A good maneuver, good cut right there by Doug to go in for the touchdown.
He just stepped away from Scott McCray, the inside linebacker, number 45, to get it across the goal line. So it's 7:21 to go in this 3rd quarter. We're about to be looking perhaps at another 10-point ball game. Alabama had been leading by 17. Snow's chip shot try for the extra point is dead center, and that's where we are. 10 points. Alabama 31, Boston College 21. Well, Boston College insisting on making this a football contest, aren't they?
Flutie, you give him enough opportunities, and he will help stick the ball into the end zone enough to win most games. Their problem has been getting the ball away from Alabama. I would expect Alabama to go to 2 tight end offense and try to control the ball as they're going against the wind, this being the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, keep the ball away from him as long as they can keep the Boston College offense on the bench. They have things in hand. It's a skittering, bouncing kickoff that's picked up by Carrigood at the 9-yard line. This time, Boston College is able to handle it. Last time he had one of those, he went 99 yards. There's a little scrambling around for the ball, but it will remain in the possession of Alabama. Next Saturday, 3:30 to 7 here on ABC, Oklahoma and Pittsburgh. It's one of the few times those teams have played during the regular season. In fact, it may be the first time they've ever played. Oklahoma winning its opener 19-7 today over Stanford. Danny Bradley had a big day. Carried it 30 times, gained 108 yards as Oklahoma goes back to the wishbone offense. Mike Shula is the quarterback, pitches the ball back to Good, and Good starting at the 28, runs it out across at the 23, rather, runs it out across the 25 to the 26, and he's a little slow in what he's not going to get up.
And he's holding his knee. Good, I believe, is holding his knee. We hope it's nothing serious. Boston College has really got to play some defense now. This is the critical test for that defensive unit. Can they rise to the occasion, as we say, and take the ball away very quickly and give Flutie some more time with the wind in this third quarter?
While the medical people are looking at Kerry Good, here scores Clemson rolling over Virginia 55-0. Duke defeating Indiana 31-24, and our producer, Mr. Chuck Howard, has just let go with a Yahoo, having been a Blue Devil. Virginia Tech edging Wake Forest 21-20. And Vanderbilt leading Kansas State 20-14 in the fourth quarter. Minnesota and Rice 21-21. Watson Brown, his first game as the head coach of the Rice Owls. And Arizona, California 7-6 at halftime. Arizona was upset last week by Fresno State.
Jim Sweeney.
Yep. Number one, Miami knocked down today by Michigan. Kozar intercepted 6 times. Number 2, Nebraska had it relatively easy over the Wyoming Cowboys. They handled Wyoming's wishbone pretty well. And Ohio State had to come from behind to beat Oregon State. Purdue upset Notre Dame 23-21. Kerry Good is up now and walking off the field and scarcely limping. The other scores as they roll by. Chuck Long had a big day for the Iowa Hawkeyes. That gets a roar from the crowd. They know how valuable he is. Fine athlete.
Alabama coaches couldn't say enough nice things about Kerry Good and his attitude. How hard he works.
That was a pretty good scuffle in the SEC today. That 21-21. Georgia beat Southern Miss by 7. They had to come from behind to do that. Second down now and 7 for Alabama. The ball is at the 31. Mike Shula back to throw it. Swings it out to Ricky Moore, his fullback. He's still pumping away. He almost had a first down at one time, but he took a whack and knocked him backwards, kept his feet, and by the time he got his balance, Boston College was able to stop him short of the first down.
Seldom do you see one man make the clean tackle on Ricky Moore. Most of the time it takes 2 and sometimes 3 to get him on the ground. 6'1", 235 pounds. Very crucial down right now for the Boston College defense. They need to get possession of the ball.
It's third and about 1.5 yards. Paul Caruth trying for it and gets it as he gets to the 40. Boston College had a shot at him. Number 17, Tony Thurman, took a shot at him but missed him, and Caruth was able to pick up the first down. A 31-21 ball game. 10-point lead Alabama, 5:59 to play, third quarter.
You look for Boston College to make some extreme measures to try to get the running game of Alabama slowed down and force them into a passing game. They haven't been successful so far.
Shula trying to set up the screen. The ball is knocked loose and slapped out of bounds. Wes Neighbors was pursuing the ball, but I don't think the pass was complete as Paul Caruth was out there. They were trying to set up a screen far across the field, and when Paul caught it, wacko.
David Thomas, number 50, has had an outstanding game with 10 tackles in the first half. He's number 50. He's an excellent pass rusher. Watch him just keep going. He's coming back in there to try to make Shula throw the ball quicker, and he has to throw the ball. Shula does, and Alabama's lucky to get the ball back.
Forced him into a lob.
Yes.
Which gave the defensive people time to react to it. So it's second down and 15. There's that little shovel pass, a play they ran earlier, and Ricky Moore is caught behind the line of scrimmage by number 52 for Boston College. That's Scott Harrington, the defensive tackle.
You know, Scott Harrington drops off on passes sometimes, Keith. He's a tackle, moves over to nose guard, and Ruth moves over to left tackle because they need for the nose guard to be able to play the screens and the draws, and he timed it perfectly on that last play.
They must have called that pass complete to Caruth to give him a 5-yard loss, right?
Yes, they did.
Paul got up. He was arguing that he never had possession of it. So it's third down and 15. Shula's pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It looked like Chuck Gorecki was the man that got a hand on it, and so Boston College, with that loss on the screen pass and then the subsequent handling of Moore, are able to force Alabama into a kick.
Right now!
They'll get possession of the ball and should have fair field position.
I'm a little bit surprised that Alabama went to the passing on that series rather than running the football all 3 downs.
Terry Sanders is in to punt now. He's kicked 1 time previously. 49 yards. Kelvin Martin is deep, and that is a beautiful punt. At the 19, he calls at the 20 a fair catch. So BC's ball, first down at their own 20 with 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and they trail by 10. Or as some want to call him up in New England, Sir Douglas of the Darts. 10 out of 26 for 152 yards. His team is down by 10. They go to work at their 20. Phelan has been quiet lately. Hand the football off to Brown, the fullback, 2 yards. That'll do it. Tim Brandt.
Keith, ever since the injury, they've been working on Kerry Good's knee. They have tested it. They've moved it around. They don't think there's a tear in there. There is a bruise. He's in a lot of pain. He's tried to walk. I doubt very seriously he'll be back in the ball game tonight. Right now, they're just going to pack it in ice.
That's taken away one of the primary weapons of the Alabama offense.
78 yards tonight received.
You have a look at the return yards.
And 307 yards ain't bad for 1 3/4. He's outstanding.
Second down and 8. Flutie on a deep drop. Gets it off over the middle to Stratford. Stratford trying for the first down is short of it at the 28.
Once again, Flutie was under extreme heavy pressure. Had to just lay the ball off to the halfback for short yardage.
In the third quarter, Goodyear Blip Enterprise floating over Legion Field with Dr. Jim Maloney. Crowd is 67,821.
Here comes the blitz.
3rd and 2. Stratford trying to pop it outside, and he didn't get there. That's a fine defensive play by Paul Tripoli, a senior from Liverpool, New York. 5th-year senior. He finally got his scholarship this year, and he just paid for it right there.
Had a good practice. He's
Peach is in to punt. Richardson drops for Alabama. 2:40 to go, third quarter, clock running, 10-point Bama lead. Kick is away, pretty good one. Richardson disdains the fair catch and is 36, dancing around. Gets some return yardage out of it from the 36 out to about the 46, close to 10 yards. 37-yard punt. The Washington Redskins and San Francisco 49ers live on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. Next Monday night, it'll be 9 Eastern time. They're playing out on the coast, I believe, aren't they?
Both quarterbacks being from Notre Dame. Joe Theismann, Joe Montana. 2 great players.
It's first down, Alabama. Good field position. They're on 46. They send Caruth in motion. Give the ball in the middle to Ricky Moore.
Now, once again, the goal of Boston College, try to force Alabama into a passing game. Last possession, Alabama threw 3 times in the possession, did not make a first down.
2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Here's a very interesting statistic.
Well, that's why Kerry Good was so important.
Return yardage.
Yep. Second down at about 8. Shula, a little quick pop over here to Richardson for a wide receiver screen. And Richardson is brought down by David Thomas, who slipped outside and stayed at home and made a good defensive play.
Defensive ends just have multiple assignments. They have to rush the passer. We saw Thomas put the pressure on Shula in the earlier series. Now he's covering the men coming out of the backfield. He recognizes the screen. He gets blocked right there by one of the linemen of Alabama, turns around and makes the play. David Johnson, the tackle, was trying to take him out and couldn't do it.
Picked up about 5 yards. First, it's a second down and a third down and 5. On the Boston College 49, Shula's pass is deflected. And number 41 looked like Dave Ferreira came in there, and Ferreira got a hand on the ball. He's out of Riverside, Rhode Island. And so it brings up 4th down for Alabama, and they'll have to give up the ball with 1 minute and a second to play in the third quarter.
What we're seeing by the Boston College defense is using an extra man, the strong safety Piero, into the running play, knowing that Shula is not going to throw the ball deep downfield, not likely to. He's been throwing mostly short passes where the halfbacks can cover.
Sanders, Terry Sanders with kicks of 49 and 43 now. Let's see if he tries to kill it. He gets it way up, gets a little tail dragger out of it.
Tough one to catch.
Calvin Martin is bumped into, and you get a penalty flag. He had come up. Did he call fair catch? I think he did. And Ken Moriarty was able to cover the ball after it had hit Martin. But if he, in fact, had made a clear fair catch signal and then was bumped into by an Alabama man.
The defensive men have to stay with it at least 2 yards away from the safety man on any punt where the flight of the ball is downward. That's the rule that we had last year. Here's the signal for the fair catch. Legitimate signal, 15 yards. Now you see the Alabama man is closer than 2 yards to him. That is illegal.
First down.
That's only a 5-yard penalty. So what they're penalizing him for is somebody interfering with an opportunity for a fair catch, and it was the Alabama man that ran right by him. He was at the last minute just to the right side of the safety man.
It effectively gives Boston College good field position up on their 35 for the first down snap. Gerard Phelan's been pretty quiet here in the third quarter. Flutie swings that ball out to Stratford, and Troy works his way up to about the 44. 9 yards on that particular play. Here final scores now in the American League, Minnesota, and in the National League. Oh, look at here. Chicago beat New York 6-0. So the Mets cuffed them around last night, and the Cubs returned the favor today. Cubbies look like they're headed for the National League playoffs.
Well, it's great for baseball to have the Cubs and the Mets up there battling for the pennant.
Yeah. Second down and 1. Stratford trying to bounce it outside and get the first down, and does. Up around the 48. Well, it's still ticking. 4 seconds to go in the third quarter in a 31-21 ball game.
It's not over with. Just putting myself in the place of Ray Perkins, he's worried. The offense has been shut down the last 2 or 3 possessions. Flutie can score very quickly if he gets a hot hand. Get the ball across that goal line in very short order.
Sometimes it's hard to get a team to play 60 minutes in the opening game of the season, right?
They were so effective in that first half.
Yep.
That's a very good point.
Flutie back. Good protection, and he shoots one down the middle to Gieselman. And this time Scott handles it, but then it looked like he fumbled it, but he's come back with the ball. They're calling it down at near the Alabama 30, and that's his first catch in the ball game.
And Phelan is right over there, Johnny on the spot. This is excellent protection, something that Flutie hasn't had too much of that commodity so far. He's able to turn back, and he gets an alley to throw the ball right there. No lineman in his way. Gieselman catches it, but he's searching from the ball right there. You can't tell who that is. 57 Rockwell. The ball pops out, but Phelan, the wide receiver, is right on it.
So Gerard Phelan saves it. We've played 3 quarters, and we'll continue our game after this commercial message and a word from our local station.